Her name was Kumba Nganga Alli, née Sundu. She was born and raised in Sierra Leone, West Africa. She relocated to London, England in the early 90s, where she met her husband Tony, and together they had 3 children. After a year-long battle with cancer, she passed away at the end of 2019, just a few days shy of her 47th birthday, leaving behind a legacy of love and faith. Welcome to the Sweet Mother Podcast. This podcast exists to tell the stories of powerful women as told by the daughters they've left behind. I'm your host, Soko Sholanke. On today's episode, I traveled to London, England to interview my niece, Tamika Alli, about the beautiful life and legacy of her mother and my cousin, Kumba Alli, known affectionately to some as Lady K. This episode serves as a tribute to her life and legacy and is being released on what would have been her 50th birthday. 3 years on, and it still feels odd to talk about you in the past tense. You were very much missed in this family. Continue to rest in peace, Kumba Nganga, aka Lady K. So welcome to today's episode. I am here on location in London, United Kingdom. And my guest today is my niece, Tamika Alli. Welcome to the show, Tamika.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm here with Tamika today to talk about her mother, my late cousin, Kumba Nganga Alli, who passed away at the end of 2019. She would have been 50 years old next month, December. She leaves behind a beautiful legacy, a husband and 3 children. 3 beautiful, awesome children. And I'm here today with Tamika just to talk about that wonderful life that she led and the legacy that she leaves behind. So welcome, Tamika. I want to start by asking you about a story that I've heard before. I've heard your dad tell the story, your mom tell the story, and both of them tell the story. And I am an incurable romantic and I love the story. So can you tell your audience about how your parents met? Because I just love this story.
So my mum was looking for a job, and at the time my dad was working in Pizza Hut, which is the store she entered.
So this is like the mid-90s? No, earlier, like 92, 93?
Yeah, I think around there.
Yeah.
And then she went in and came in, and my dad always said she was wearing, I think, leopard print leggings or something. I don't know why I remembers. And then she came up and she asked for the manager, who he was the manager at the time. And then the first thing he said to her was, "Did you come looking for me?" And my mom, because she's so polite, she just smiled because she can see this manager. She needs a job, but she's just thinking, who is this man to say such a thing? And she just said, no, like I'm looking for a job. And from there, that's kind of how the story started.
But I think I remember your dad saying he looked at her and he thought, she's not going to last in here. She's too delicate and prissy. But I think because he liked her, he gave her the job anyway, right? Yeah. And I think he said he fired her.
So, yeah, I think she was working in like another store.
Uh-huh.
And I think they used to give her like late shifts. And like, I think my dad used to pass and like used to offer to give her lifts home and stuff. But after a while, yeah, I think the guy told my dad, like, this lady, she's too, walking around slowly. Like, you need to be fast paced in the restaurant. And mom, like you said, is very delicate, likes to look nice kind of person. And that's not the atmosphere. So, yeah, after a while, they had to get rid of her.
Yeah. I love that story. Because I remember him saying, like, he was happy they could get rid of her because now he could date her.
Yeah.
It's such a cute story. So obviously they got together and then they had you. They got married and they had 3 kids altogether.
Yes.
You and your 2 younger brothers, Tevin and Tyrese. So your mom, she loved to celebrate life.
Yes,
She celebrated everything. I'm sitting in this living room. I'm looking at this backdrop here. And I've seen this so many times for birthdays. She celebrated everything, right?
Yeah,
Tell me about it.
So like my mom's the kind of person, like every moment, doesn't matter how big or small, she's going to celebrate it, whether it's like birthdays, whether it's even if we don't go anywhere, even if it's at home, she'll celebrate. It doesn't matter the age. Get a cake, you take pictures. One thing she's going to do is take pictures.
Yeah.
To capture the moment, capture the memory. So we've got many from like my confirmation, from even like my 21st birthday. Just it's endless the amount of memories that we have. Yeah.
Aren't you glad you have all those pictures?
And definitely, yeah.
Yeah. And she loved to dress.
She did.
Tell me about that.
So mom's kind of person where she always used to say, if I go somewhere and they said I'm overdressed, maybe you need to like check yourself. She doesn't care. Like it's one of those things where she took pride in her dressing. She liked to look elegant. She loved bold colors. And that was just like her personality. I feel like her personality was seen through her dressing.
Yeah.
Like she has so many clothes that it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Any occasion, she'll look for something. She can mix different colors. Sometimes I'm just like, it wouldn't work. And by the time she puts it together, it's just like, you know what, I should have trusted you.
Yeah.
But she loves to dress church, party, parents' evening. It
What?
doesn't matter. Parents' evening.
For
like,
school?
yeah, she'll make sure I have to put my nice blazer with nice shoes, with a nice shoe. And just like, just come to my parents' evening. She said, it doesn't matter. You can't just step out looking anyhow. So she took pride in the way she looked, which I do love.
Yeah. I think that's a talent. You know what I mean? I can't put things together the way that she could. I really can't. Definitely a talent. Do you think you've inherited her dress style and sense?
I feel like as I got older, like when I was a bit younger, she used to say like, the way you dress, they wouldn't think that you're my child, because I was very simple. Like I wasn't fast. I just put anything on. But I feel like as I've gotten older, especially like within my 20s, I've started to dress up more, and I'm just like, sometimes I should be proud of what I'm wearing.
Oh.
Like I do like to dress up. I do like to look good, and I definitely think I took that from her. Maybe not to her level, but definitely I can say one thing about me. I like to put on an outfit.
I think your younger brother, the youngest, Tyrese, I think he inherited her sense of dress, right?
Yeah, he did. I think even both of them, they like to dress up.
Yeah.
But definitely Tyrese, he likes to look good.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need anyone to tell him, which is the same as my mum.
Yeah. Awesome. I always felt very underdressed next to her. She always looked amazing. She was like really talented, like artistic, I would say, because she knew, like every time I came here to visit her, she was doing somebody's hair.
Yeah.
Like, so she knew how to do hair. She's not Nigerian, but she told me that the Nigerians were calling her to tie their head ties.
Exactly. Yeah.
She cooks Sierra Leonean food. She taught us how to cook Nigerian food, and I think other things too. And then of course the dressing. She was multilingual.
Yeah.
She's a polyglot. She spoke what languages?
French, English, Kono, Creole.
It's crazy.
So,
She's very creative, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's one of those things, it just came natural to her. Like she could go in the kitchen and be done like within like half an hour, where maybe other people take them an hour. And like hair, she just said from school, like because she was in boarding school, she'll do someone's hair, and from there, like she'll do my cousin's hair, my hair, her cousin's hair. So she just had loads of, and I feel like she didn't really see it as anything, but to many people, it's just like you can do so many things. Like she was just really good with her hands.
Yeah. I think that those are talents that sometimes we don't see as talents, because it's not like, oh, you're very good at math, now you're an accountant, or you're a doctor or something like that. But I mean, how many, 4 languages?
Yeah.
You know? And self-taught a lot of things.
Exactly.
She's just very talented and artistic. You know, when we're talking about the love story about your parents, how they met through Pizza Hut, and then your dad was like, she's not gonna last. She's very prissy. She was like very feminine. You know what I mean? And like kind of delicate. So I remember that anytime I would come here to London, I would call her and say, I'm here. Can I meet up with you? And she'd be like, well, I'm at work these days, but I'm off here. And then one day I was here and it suddenly occurred to me that I don't know what you do for a living. So I asked her, what do you do for a living? And she told me that she works for like Her Majesty's prisons.
Yeah.
I think she said in a men's prison.
Yeah, in a men's prison.
I thought she was lying. I thought, in my mind, I thought, okay, well, don't tell me then. You don't want me to know. That's fine. She was joking, because in my mind, I'm thinking, there's no way this prissy feminine woman works in a men's prison. And, you know, it wasn't until her funeral when we walked up to the church and saw the honor guard of prison guards lining the street and carrying a casket. I was like, she was serious.
Yeah, okay.
How did that work?
I feel like, because within her role, so she kind of helped like with loads of admin stuff, but also sometimes she'd do like night shifts. So she's actually like on the floors where like the prisoners are. But I feel like she had to learn kind of thing. Obviously, when she first started, like quite intimidating, but it's just like you kind of have to build a thick skin when you're in that environment. But like you said, it's very hard to imagine someone like her in such an environment. But she enjoyed it kind of thing. So yeah. And she always used to say that she'll give like sometimes if prisoners are leaving, like, you know, don't come back here, like just words of encouragement.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes they'll say, maybe you might meet me here again, but it's just the kind of person she was. Like, just you're in there for whatever, but obviously you've served and done your time. Obviously, she just doesn't want them to come back.
Yeah.
So she'll always make sure she'll leave with those words, which my mum was just an encouraging person. Always wants people to do the best. So yeah.
So basically, she got to touch lives when she was in there.
Exactly.
Yeah. I know at her funeral, some of her co-workers got up, and one of them specifically, they all had wonderful things to say. And I know at funerals, people will say only positive, but knowing her, how I know that what they're saying was true. Somebody said something that just, I always think about, and I decided that if I'm going to live life, I want to live life like that. Because one of them said she would come in the prison every day and she would say something like, "Good morning, it's a beautiful day," to every single person that she met. And basically saying that she brought sunshine in a place that, if you think about it, can be kind of a depressing place.
Exactly.
Not only because London is kind of rainy and everything, but it's a prison. But they were saying that she brought light to that prison. Did you remember hearing that at the funeral?
Yeah, I definitely did. And even like sometimes when we've taken the bus, my mum will always say good morning or good afternoon or thank you to the bus drivers. So anytime, even when we used to have like guards that used to be downstairs, security guards, she'll always greet them good morning, good afternoon. But I'm just like, let's keep going. But she's just like, you never know, just saying good morning, you can make that person's day. So she just felt, I feel like she's a person that wanted to spread love. And that's literally like, when I think about my mum, she was the definition of love to me.
Yeah. So that speech at that funeral impacted me so much that I went back to Florida. And from that day on, every time I walked into the office of my school, I said good morning to everybody in there, to all the secretaries. Because I just thought that was such a powerful testimony of how people can bring light into darkness, or light into people's lives. It was just so beautiful. And you're right, it is a reflection of who she was. I want to be like that. I remember thinking, I want to be like that, you know. So we have a large family.
Yeah.
The Sangomriwa side. So like so your mom's mom and my dad, a brother and sister. I think your mom's mom was number 1. My dad was number 3. I think I got that right.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Of 11 children.
Yeah.
So that's a large family. And then countless grandchildren. The family is very large. And in a large family, it's normal that there's disputes, you know? So there's like, this person's not speaking to this person, or somebody's upset. So there was like factions, and there's like arguing and, you know, fighting. But I would say, and tell me if you agree with me, that she was the bridge.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
The peacemaker.
Yeah. For her, what was important, she had such a large family, and fair enough, you have issues, but she wanted to break that, and she wanted unity. For her, it's important that the people she loved and cared about, that they're all together as one. And she always tried her best. It doesn't matter. Like, if someone wants to call her, she'll try and be there. If there's a problem, she'll try and fix it. She just made sure that she was present and tried to build that unity within her family. So I can definitely agree that she always tried her best. You know, even if it's a phone call or like a message or event, like, she'll always be present. It doesn't matter how tired she was. She always made sure she was available for her family, because her family meant the world to her. Yeah.
I know that in my own nuclear family, there was a relationship split. And she was encouraging me, can you not go and talk to them? Because marriage is very hard. Try and bring them together. Did she do that a lot with people who are going through marriage issues?
Yeah, from like even marriage issues to maybe sibling issues, friends issues. She's always trying to see the positive. And I feel like she was just a positive person. Even in hard situations that she might have gone through, she always tried to see the light, or how to see, okay, this may not be great, but I'm thankful that I've got this. And I feel like that's another thing, like, you have to have the heart to do that. She had such a pure and intentional heart that she just wanted peace. So it didn't matter what it was. Like, people might have done her wrong, but she always used to tell me, it doesn't matter how many wrongs someone has done to you, but even if someone has done one right, you should hold on to that. Yeah. And that's the kind of person she was. Like, she always held on to the positive things. Even if someone say, but this person has done X, Y, Z to you, just like, but I remember this time I needed their help and they were there. So that's the kind of person she just was. Yeah.
I remember at her funeral, one thing that really touched me was I was sitting next to my brother, and I saw him weeping for the first time ever. And that just broke my heart. And he said to me, they say the good die young. She was good. Yeah. They say the good die young. You know, he said she just had a pure heart, like you said.
Yeah. And I feel like she didn't even realize the impact she had in people's lives, which I think is so beautiful. Because even at the funeral, like just to see the amount of people that were there and just to hear people see my mum in the same way I saw her, it's just like, you don't know that you've touched so many people's lives, but to you, you're just being yourself. But to them, you were a godsend. Like you're an angel in people's lives without you even knowing.
So imagine how many lives she's touched in Sierra Leone, Nigeria, the UK, America, the prisons.
Exactly.
And God knows how many others. You know, when we were on our way, we were on the bus in London, my sister and I, on the way to the funeral. And there was a lady a few seats in front of us who had the invitation on her phone. I was like, and my sister was like, oh, do you know her? You were like, yeah. But the lady said she wasn't able to go. And we were like, it's weird. You know what I mean? It's like, we didn't even know who this woman was, but it was like far reaching that so many people knew about this event that had happened, you know.
And even at the funeral, there's one man that said you should be proud that you had her as a mother because she's a diamond. Like, she's so precious. Yeah. And that you had the opportunity to call her your mum. And that kind of stuck with me, that even though she was my mum and even though she meant so much to me, she meant so much to others, and the impact she had on other people's lives. Like, I wish you could see that as well.
Yeah. One thing I realized about your mom in the last, 10 years of her life, is that she's Catholic. And I think she actually took me to a Catholic church in like the 90s. And I was like surprised. And I didn't know she was that serious about Catholicism because I don't know anybody else in my dad's side of the family who's Catholic. How did that come to be?
So she went to a Catholic school, but I think from the age of 13, from what I remember, she said, from going to the Catholic school back home, a boarding school, I think she said her other family members were Methodist. Yeah. But she just really loved how the Catholic church was. She even said she wanted to become a nun. Obviously, she didn't. But she just loved how
I don't think that would have worked out. Because first of all, I don't think nuns ought to wear like the jewelry, the makeup.
Exactly. But and since, like she said, from school, she just really enjoyed like even spending time with the nuns. And even when she came here, anywhere she'll go, the first thing she does is look for a Catholic church.
Oh, wow.
So even when she moved in with my dad, the first thing she found was a Catholic church, is where I still go.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So her Catholicism, how did her faith guide her life?
Her faith was everything. Doesn't matter the situation. She would always pray, bring herself closer to God in situations, especially while she was unwell. Like, I feel like her faith just increased more. Normally, someone could feel, what's the point? But she always looked to God. She's just like, it doesn't matter the situation. You have to be grateful to God every day that you're alive. It's by God's grace. Anything she does, even her giving and gift giving, she said, I don't do good for people to thank me and praise me. I do good because that's what God has told me to do. And that's what she was all about. Her faith was showing love, showing positivity, and just thanking God that she's even in a situation to be able to give. Because she's just like, God has taught us to show kindness, show love. And that's what she made sure in her life that she did.
And that's the kind of attitude that when people have that attitude, people around them don't even know that they're giving. Exactly. You know, because they don't tell people, you know. That's powerful.
Because even like I've found that like loads of like the grandmas, my mum used to give them money, or like my mum could give her whole wardrobe if she wanted to. Like, she was such a giver. Like, people back home, her family, like even people that I may have not known, she's like, oh, your mum gave me this, or your mum did this. And it was just like, this woman, like, your mother, your sister, your wife, yet you still had time to spend time with others, because even your time, not even just your money, but your time, sit with people, sit with the old people, sit with the young people, sit with people your age. Like, it's just a blessing and a gift from God that she had, and she made sure she shared it with the world.
And I heard that in her last few days, when she was perhaps she knew she was dying, I don't know, that she was concerned about school fees for people back home.
Yeah, she was.
Wow. Yeah.
And I feel like even while she was unwell, it's not more of, oh, I don't feel good. This is more, what's going to happen to my family? What's going to happen to my children? Who's going to support this person because they don't have anybody? And like, I told her, like, fair enough, it's good that you care for all these people, but you have to focus on yourself. But she's just like, her fear is just leaving people behind, and like her worry was her loved ones. And again, it just shows her who she was. She cared for people. She would put herself last and make sure others are first. She'll give everyone everything and forget about herself because it brought her peace and it brought her happiness. So that's definitely something she did.
So you were old enough to remember when your mom lost her mom.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. What was that like?
So
because you went home for the funeral.
Yeah, I did. So my grandma passed away 23rd of July 2009, and I remember it was the most painful thing I've ever seen my mom go through. Like, it just broke her so much. It really, really affected her. And I obviously at the time I never really understood, like, it was sad for me to see my mom upset to that extent. And going back home, she just looked broken, like she had just lost her whole world. And to me, it's just like, but you still have a husband, you still have kids. Until obviously she passed away, then I really understood the impact, like her mother has on you. But it was really difficult for her. Like, even up till like when she passed away, it's still her mum that she was thinking about. She's just like, she's grateful her mum was not here to see her unwell like this. Or it's just like, if her mum was here, she knows that her mum will be by her side. And it just showed that even at her age with kids and husband, like, your mother's your mother. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like, I remember sometimes she'll want to go and call her and then, she's
remember
like,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just those things. Or, for example, when I was going off to uni, it's just like, oh, if my mum was here. Just those moments that, you just want to call your mum and tell her about it. And she's just like, no one can replace your mum. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Like, aunties can try, but there's no one like your mama. Yeah. So it was really hard on her. Yeah.
I remember her telling me that she and her mother spoke all the time.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah, from overseas.
Yeah, she even spoke to her mum the day before. The day before my grandma passed away, she spoke to her, and then she said, "I'll give you a call the next day." Put the phone card. Back then, people were using like
phone cards.
You
scratch up the number.
Yeah.
Call
so
Africa.
she said she'll call her the next day because it was running out.
Yeah.
And obviously, she never knew that was the last conversation they'll have. Yeah. So it was a shock to her because she's just like, "But I spoke to this lady yesterday. Nothing was wrong." But obviously, my grandma had a heart attack. So yeah.
Oh. If you speak to your mom every day and she's gone, it's like you're missing a limb.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a photograph of your grandmother's funeral, and your mom showed it to me, and she was standing over the grave, and she said, and she has like a tortured look on her face, and she's bending over. She said, "Actually, I wanted to jump in." Yeah. Which I didn't understand until my mother was going down, and I wanted to jump in too. Yeah. Do you know the picture I'm talking about? Yeah. Yeah. You can see the heartache on her face.
It's as if her heart had left her. Yeah. Literally. And now I understand. Yeah. Back then it's just, oh, is it going to be okay? Yeah. Don't worry. It's okay. These things happen. But it's a pain that unless you've experienced it, you'll never understand. And it was definitely difficult for her because she felt as if she's got to an age now that she can give more to her mum, support her mum, and then like now she's gone. Yeah, she didn't get to do it for her. And she did everything for her. Now I want to give back to you, and now you're no longer here. Yeah. So yeah,
it's tough. I'm glad you got to be there with her to experience that with her. I remember when my father passed, and I was at the memorial service that we held here because at that time Ebola was going on, so we couldn't even go home. Yeah. So we did one here in London with all 6 of my siblings, and I remember that your mom had said to me that that's a blessing that you have your siblings, that there's 6 of you and you're all together, because she said that when my mom passed, it was just me alone. Yeah. I know she has an adopted brother. She's just me alone. How did you see that impacting her when she was going through that grief?
It's like she used to isolate herself a lot, keep to herself, and like Mother's Day will come. It's like you see other people celebrate their mum, they've got their siblings, and it's like she had no one else she could speak to who would understand. Like, for example, I've got my brothers. Yeah. We can laugh, we can cry, we can talk, but it's just like you're going through this pain by yourself. Yeah. Which was very difficult for her, you know, seeing people around you with their mothers, with like their siblings, and it's just like you look left, you look right, you feel like you're by yourself, even though you have a whole family.
It's not the same.
That's why she still felt so alone, because like she felt as if like her whole being had gone. Yeah,
because I remember with my siblings, it's the laughter is important, the jokes, you know, the stories, those things. When you're going through times like that, remember that time when Dad did this? Yeah. But it's not even when her mom passed, I didn't even think about that. But she said, I just felt so alone. I wish I had, siblings like you. You mentioned to me that when your grandmother passed, you already said that your mother took it very hard, only child and everything. And you said that she sought out therapy.
Yes.
I didn't know that. That's surprising to me because our generation, especially her growing up in Africa, I just did a show recently about how people in the Black community, immigrant community, Christian community, we kind of shun therapy.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So it's encouraging and surprising.
Because I only found out Marshall's on what actually. I never knew that she had been going to therapy,
she didn't tell
and
you.
it's through her workplace. So it was affecting her a lot, and I feel like while at work, her work could see, and through her workplace they had a therapist, and through that's how she started doing therapy, which like you said, many Black people, they don't know, why should I talk about my feelings, or why am I going to tell a stranger my business? But like you said, she had no one, and you don't want to tell your children because you can see that was sad for you. Maybe you don't express it to your husband, or she doesn't want to be selfish and maybe tell her cousins because she doesn't want it to seem as if it's about her. So I'm guessing she used that opportunity to express herself to someone neutral that, doesn't know her. She can really just be open and vulnerable.
Yeah. I think it's so powerful that this information actually gets out there for those who, are in our family or in a community here, that maybe somebody will be more open to therapy because of that. I just think that's very empowering. I'm glad that she did that. So thank you for sharing that.
No, that's okay.
The last time I was in this house, it's not the last time I saw her. I saw her at my sister's wedding. The last time I was in this house with her and you, it was such a beautiful memory. It was me, you, my sister Omo, and her. And we were watching Nigerian YouTube videos of weddings. And we were talking about Auntie Omo's upcoming wedding and how we were going to hold her down and force her to do makeup. And we had such a great evening. And then you told us, the two of you said that you guys were planning, it was 2018, a first mother-daughter trip.
Yeah.
Which you didn't know at the time would be your only mother-daughter trip. How did that idea come about?
So it was my 20, so I turned 21 that year, and I had always wanted to go on holiday. And she's just like, for your first holiday, technically, no family member's house, just in a hotel. She's just like, I will pay for us. And we'll go. So that's how it came along. And I wanted to go to Lanzarote, but I don't know what happened, and we ended up going to Tenerife. But our room was called Lanzarote, which was quite funny. And it was just beautiful, just the two of us, sit in bed, wake up in the morning, talk, get ready, go for breakfast, chat again, go to the seaside, relax, we went to an aquarium, we went for dinner, we dressed up. Yeah. And I feel like we were always the best dressed when we went for dinner.
Of course. I saw a picture of you. I think you were almost matching almost.
Yeah, no, we were. So it was just a beautiful time that it's a memory I'll carry forever, because it's just quality time, just me and my mum. Me and my mum would talk every day, but it's just that time. It's just us alone, enjoying each other's company, taking pictures, just talking about life, saying how proud she was of me and she can't wait for the future, once I'm grown, I was just like, when I get older, I can take you somewhere. But it was just really nice that we had that memory together. Yeah. It felt like a girls trip.
Yeah. It looked like fun.
Yeah, no, we had a great time.
Yeah. Well, aren't you glad you guys did that?
I'm very happy, because that literally was the only trip.
Yeah.
And we never knew what was going to happen to us the year after. Yeah. So I feel like that trip will forever be the best trip I've ever been on. Yeah. Because it's just like me and my mum together. Yeah. Enjoying, talking, just having laughters together, just being happy. How we were every day. But yeah.
Yeah. I remember when you guys were talking about it, I was like, I want to go on a trip with my daughter, but I have all sons. Well, I'm so happy you guys did that.
No, definitely. Yeah. And the pictures, we took pictures, we took videos, and then when you kind of maybe walk by the city or by the beach, you have those people that want to do the drawings.
Yeah,
so we've got
caricatures.
a yeah.
Oh, so you have those?
we have got that.
Oh, that's
which
awesome.
Is really nice. Yeah.
So that was 2018.
Yeah.
2019, she got ill, and she was ill throughout the whole of 2019.
Yeah.
She passed in December 2019. But that year was also your last year of university.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was really hard. So I knew she was kind of unwell from the February, and then I came, she called me to come and see her. And she was just saying, like, the doctors are saying this, but we don't know. And it's just like, now I have to go all the way back to Leicester.
Yeah.
And you're in London.
Yeah.
And it's just, I felt very helpless. And to even study, if it wasn't her saying, you know what, if you don't do your work, I'm going to stop my treatment. Like, I just feel like I would have given up. So it was a very hard time to try and focus in your final year, knowing like your mum is unwell and you don't know what's going to happen. So I kind of thank God for her strength, for the support I had around me, because I was ready to drop out. Like, I just thought, what's the point of me completing when like my mum is unwell and that she needs me? She's always there for me in this moment. I should be by her bedside. But thankfully, I was able to finish, and she made my graduation, which is something that she had prayed for. Yeah. And I'm really happy that she was there, because now I've got those pictures. Yeah. You know, I feel like a parent always looks forward to like their child's graduation, child's wedding, when they give birth. At least I got to experience one of those moments with her, which I'll cherish forever.
Yeah. Where did you get the strength to finish and not give up during that last year?
I don't even know, to be honest. I feel her strength is what gave me strength. She's just like, if I can get through this, this hard time, I'm begging you. She used to call me mum, because I'm named after her mum. Just like, I'm begging you, mum, like, please just finish. Like, I want to be able to see you graduate. She's just like, I don't know if I'll be able to make it that far, but it would mean a lot to me if you could just try and finish. And so times when I want to give up, and she'll call my friends and she'll call my cousins, like, speak to your sister, speak to your friend. Like, I know she's not studying. She's telling me she's studying. She's not studying. I know her. Like, I'm just like, yeah, I'm in the library. She's like, I can tell that she's not doing any work. Like, just try and finish. And I feel like it's her strength and her wanting to see me graduate is what pushed me. Yeah. You know? So I feel, to be honest, it's her. Because uni in itself is not easy. Yeah. And then for your mum to be unwell, it's just like, I just can't be bothered. But luckily I did it.
And towards the end of university, the last year kind of drags.
Exactly.
You kind of like, you know, trudging towards the finish line anyway. So I don't know how you got the strength to do it, but you did, thank God. So like you said, you channeled her faith and her strength. Yeah. She also threatened you.
Yeah, exactly. To be honest. So she's just like, if you don't finish uni, I'm going to stop all my treatments. I was just like, oh my gosh, seriously? Yeah. She said, I'm serious. I said, okay, don't worry, I'm going to finish.
Oh, yeah. You had a friend, I don't know if it's a friend, a cousin, or somebody who's a friend you call a cousin, who lost her mother around the same time. Right?
Oh, yeah, my friend at uni.
Oh, she's
my housemate, yeah.
Oh, she was in Leicester too?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that how you met her?
Yeah. So, no, we've known each other from secondary school.
Oh, okay.
And we've known each other from secondary school. But then we didn't go to the same sixth form, but we ended up at uni again together. And we lived with each other literally from the first year, because I was always at her house. Yeah. So throughout our whole university. And she's from Sierra Leone as well. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Sisters.
Exactly. Yeah. So, she lost her mom in June 2019, and my mom passed away December 2019. And so that was very hard, because she had now gone through something I was dreading. And then unfortunately my mum passed away, and it's just like the year before, we were watching a girl on YouTube who had lost her mum and talking about her story. And we're just saying, like, if our mothers ever passed away, like, we feel like our life would just end, like we'll just die with them. And like sometimes now we're just like, it's crazy to think a year before our mothers died, we had that conversation, and how we've got the strength, most probably through our mothers and by God's grace, like we're still going on. But it's very hard to lose your mother at a young age. I feel like just as you're becoming like an adult or a woman, like it's taken away from you. You feel like you need them in that moment.
Yes.
But,
so how were you a support system for each other?
Definitely. She was my support. If she's one of the reasons I most probably finished uni. Yeah. Mum used to like just say, you know, like, help your sister. I know it's not easy. And she'll always follow me to the library, checking on me, speak with me, encourage me. And like we've just
she was already going through her own mourning.
Yeah.
Wow.
So even after her mum passed away, she'll still come to the house, check on me, check on my mum.
That's incredible.
And she's an amazing person. Like she's literally, like you say, she's like my sister. Yeah. So unfortunately we're going through a difficult thing, but it's good to know that we've got each other. And we both understand. Like I feel if you've not gone through it, you don't understand. And we kind of both understand certain moments that we have. It's just like we wish our mums were here. So yeah.
Yeah. So your mom passed at the end of 2019. Every time I think about that, because I was able to travel to London for the funeral, it was a few months later COVID happened. And I was thinking, we wouldn't have been able to have that beautiful service.
Exactly.
You wouldn't have been, perhaps, because I think about when my mum was ill, perhaps you wouldn't have been able to see her in the hospital.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, they would have had to throw me or kick me out of there because you're not even meant to sleep in the hospital. But like, so the day they told her, which was Tuesday, she passed away on a Sunday, the day they told her that she only had like a few weeks left, I begged them, like, can I just like sleep in the hospital?
Yeah.
And they allowed me to stay in. But if it was during COVID time, I don't think it would have been possible. So I'm very grateful that if she was gonna pass away at any time, it was before all of that, because I feel like she deserved the kind of funeral that she had.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if God does allow people who pass away to see, she would be in shock that so many people care for her. And I feel like because she was there for everyone wanted to be there. Like, even while she was unwell, she didn't tell a lot of people, and it wasn't because she doesn't trust people. It's because she cared for people. She didn't want people to worry, and that was just her nature. I feel like if she knew she was going to get better, she wouldn't have even told us, and she would have just gone through it and then brush it off and not mention anything. But because of the love and care that she had for people, it's like she was protecting them from the pain that she was going through, and rather carry it for herself. So I feel like the funeral was just like giving back to her that you were loved by many and we're here for you because you were here for us.
I think it was hard for some people to understand that. Let's just say it one time for the people in the back. She didn't tell people she was sick, not because she wanted to keep it secret, but because she didn't want people to feel pain and go through the pain of thinking that my loved one is sick.
Because even
and that's selfless.
Exactly. Even while she was unwell, even us, sometimes she was just like, don't cry. Like sometimes she'll get emotional. She'll stop and say, no, I'm going to be fine. I don't want you guys to be sad.
Yeah.
And like, I was even speaking to my aunt the other day, and I was just saying, like, sometimes it's really hard. Like, I don't want to do anything, or I kind of want to put myself on pause. But she's just like, she remembered there was one time it was just me, my mum, and her in the hospital. And my mum told me, no matter what happens, I want you to continue your life. I want you to be happy. I want you to find happiness. I don't want you to stop because I'm not here.
Yeah.
And that shows the selfless love that she had. Like, she wants people to be happy, and that she will go above and beyond. Even while she was unwell, like you said, she was giving to people, calling people, checking on people, their birthdays, where she can't message people. She said, oh, check on this person, or she said, Mum, call this person, see if this person's fine.
Wow.
She didn't think about herself.
Yeah. And she was in pain as well. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's more like, are you guys okay? And she's like, no, are you okay? She's like, don't worry, I'll be fine, but I just want you guys to be okay, and I want you guys to be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we mentioned COVID and the fact that because she passed right before COVID, you were able to give a fitting send off, but you were also able to be with her in the hospital, which may never happen.
Yeah.
But then COVID did happen just a few months later. What was that like, being locked down and grieving?
The worst experience I've ever had.
Oh.
I feel like 2020 is a year I would never want to repeat.
Yeah.
It was very, very draining. It's just like, you can't go out. I felt like I couldn't breathe because I've lost what gave me my strength, what gave me my breath. And it's just like, now maybe I could go out and do things, but you can't. So it's just like, I'll stay in my room, don't want to interact with people. And because everyone cares, they're checking in. Because my mum was a caring person, everyone's making sure that they're there.
Yeah.
But it's just like, in that moment, I'm in the house that you passed away. I'm in the house that carries all these memories.
Yeah.
It was just mentally, physically, and emotionally draining.
Yeah.
Like, just the worst thing. Like, it's like physical pain,
mental pain,
everything.
Yeah.
So it wasn't nice. It was really hard, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know,
because if you think about it, when you're like grieving, sometimes a friend will come and say, let's go to the movies, or let's go ice skating or something like that. You couldn't even do that at the time.
Exactly.
Wow.
So,
and even if you're like, for some people, work is an escape, but for some people, there was no work, or they had to work from home. So
exactly. Yeah. Like, I was lucky that I could still go to work, but even that, like, it was hard going to work. And like, normally I'd call her, or can't call her.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't want to call anybody else.
Yeah.
You know. But 2020 was definitely a hard year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just grateful to all the people that managed and coped with me, because I wasn't the most jolly person as I am normally.
That's understandable. I can't even imagine going through that and having to be locked down at the same time. Not only were we locked down, but we didn't know what was happening. Like, it felt like the world was like coming to an end, you know.
I felt like I was living in the movie. I was just like, this I'm gonna wake up at one point. Like, the funeral wasn't real. We're not locked up. We don't have this virus that's going everywhere. Like, it's just, this is not real life.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it was the reality.
And if you think about people who are grieving at that time, you have to remember the fact that people who were fine, who weren't grieving, were having a lot of mental health issues just because of what was happening.
Yeah.
So imagine that added to the grief. I can't even imagine what it was like, you know? At the funeral, you mentioned that while your mom was ill, when she was going through treatments, that she had been documenting her journey so that when she got better, she could share it with people. Do you guys plan to do anything with that?
Not too sure, but so we will be having a memorial service for her. And I think it was 5 days before she passed away, she made a video just thanking everybody.
Yeah.
And I feel like, again, because many people didn't know, people knew she was unwell, but they didn't know to the extent. I feel like we're going to play it and let people hear her message to them, just thanking them and like just her words of encouragement kind of thing.
The audio that you played at the funeral?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So we're going to play that. But the other ones, I'm not sure yet. But to be honest, it would be nice because her plan was Mother's Day 20. Well, again, we would have been in lockdown anyways. But Mother's Day 2020, she wanted to do a service just to thank God.
Oh.
But obviously, unfortunately, she didn't make it. But yeah, so maybe we might. Because I think it will be a blessing to others. Because just to show during a hard journey, sometimes we feel like life is hard, but she taught me and showed me, even though life was hard and she was going through pain, she always found a way to be positive.
Yeah.
She always found a way to still thank God. Thank God I'm still alive.
Yeah.
Thank God, even though through this pain, you're still with me. And I think that's just she was just an amazing person to have such strength, to have such faith, and just to have the strive to keep going, not for herself, but for the people she cared about.
Yeah. Have you watched any of those videos since she passed?
Yeah.
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 What was that like?
It's quite painful.
Yeah.
Because, she's saying in them, once I get better, like, God, I know, this is, but it's just a going through. But once I get through, and especially the last video she did, like the first bit, which we didn't play at the funeral, I think we played it or you might have not, but it's just her saying like, God, take this pain away from me. Like I'm trying. Yeah. Like I'm really trying. And the last words my mum told me was, I'm trying, Mum. I'm really trying. I'm still here.
Oh, talking to you?
Yeah, to me directly.
Yeah.
So that's the night before she passed away. I was lying with her in bed and I think I moved her. She's like, oh, what happened? I'm just making sure like, you're still okay. She's like, Mum, I'm trying. I'm really trying. I'm still here. And like, that will always be with me. Because one thing she said, she doesn't want people to feel like she gave up. Yeah. Because she's really trying hard.
Oh, she really tried.
So, yeah.
Yeah. She fought hard. So you mentioned that you guys are going to be doing a memorial service. Can you tell us, I know there's the reason you're doing it, when you're doing it. Can you tell us about that date?
Yeah, so the 10th of December, we'll be doing my mom's memorial, which would have been her 50th birthday. And my mom has been excited to turn 50 from 40. She's been speaking about it even while she was unwell. Like those are the things that kept her going. When I turn 50, I'm going to do a cruise. I'm going to invite 50 people. I said, it's impossible for you to invite 50 people because you know everybody and you love everybody. So they're all going to want to be there for you. So that's why we decided to do the memorial on her birthday because this is a day that she had looked forward to. And I think it's an honor to be able to celebrate her. Yeah. Like, I feel like even though it's sad, but we should use this moment to celebrate the love that we're all fortunate to have. Yeah. The love that she gave us, the person that we were gifted. Yeah. I feel like she was just a gift to the world. Yeah. And I feel like that day will be a day for all of us to celebrate good memories, speak about how she impacted us. So yeah. So it's difficult to plan it, but I just know wherever she is, she'll be happy that, we're still thinking of her, which we do every day, but we're using her special day to just think about her even more.
Yeah. We talked about her faith and her Catholicism. How was that? I know you said that you still go to that church. How was that like held you up? The faith that she imparted into you, how's it held you up for the past 3? It's been 3 years almost.
Yeah, it'll be 3 years.
Past 3 years. Does it feel like 3 years?
No,
it doesn't.
Literally,
does it?
Like the other day, I was sitting down. I was thinking, wow, 3 years has actually come by, and it just still feels like I can still remember when they said like she was unwell. I can still remember you being in the hospital. I can still remember like you passing away. It feels as if it was yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like her faith, how has that impacted me? So one thing, while she was unwell, it's like if anything was ever to happen to you, I'm giving up on God. And she's just like, Mom, I'm begging you. If there's one thing, it doesn't matter whether I make it or not. Don't give up on God, because He's the reason we're here.
Yeah.
Like, He's the reason we have life. It's not because I brought you into this world. It's because He gave me that privilege. It's because He has given me the strength. And I feel like some days when I'm just like, I don't want to pray or I don't want to go to church. Like, I remember she said, if I can be in this state, in pain, she said, all I have is God.
Yeah.
She said, that's all I have. Like, I'm grateful that I have you guys. But at the end of the day, if everyone leaves, God will forever be there.
Yeah.
So even some days when I want to be a bit stubborn, I'm just like, God, I don't want to talk to you. Just like, I can hear my mom saying, remember,
Yeah.
you have to hold on. And I feel like that's what's kept me going. Because some days I'm just like, I don't know how I've managed.
Yeah.
Someone I spoke to like a minimum of twice a day, that I've gone to not hearing your voice. I've gone to not speaking to you, calling you. Even while I was at uni, my mom would know where I am. And it's not that she's keeping tabs on me. I was sending her my picture of my outfit. You look good, have a good time out. That's just like, she was like my friend. Literally, my mom's my best friend.
Yeah.
And her faith was amazing to see, like a woman to have such strong faith, especially within the time I was unwell. And some days I'm just like, God, thank you for the gift that you gave me. And I pray and I'll continue to hold on to my faith.
Yeah.
Because I know it's good, but also because that's what my mother has taught me.
Yeah. She was 46, right?
Yeah. She passed away, just nearly 47.
Almost 47.
Yeah.
3 children, a husband, father still alive. Yeah. What legacy does she leave behind for all of you? And especially in the 3 of you?
I feel like she's left in us. I feel like one thing we've all carried is that sense of love.
Yeah.
Love for people, love for our family. Like, we love our family. One thing that always makes me happy, like I always tell you guys, like when I'm around my family, it makes me feel close to my mum. Like, it just brings me so much joy seeing people around me happy. Her faith has definitely kept us going. You know, she'll pray, her laughter, just like her togetherness. I think that's it. Mostly her joy with being around her family and friends. Like, I love my family and friends. And I know that's because that's what my mum has installed in me. Yeah. And I'm loved because she loved them. And it's amazing to see how much people care about us. And it's just like, this is because of my mum. Yeah. And that's what she's left behind for us. I feel like she's left behind love for us. Yeah. That can never be taken away. Yeah. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah. She was a treasure. Yeah. Did she leave behind any recipes?
I mean, there's one, actually, we took videos cooking. So there's like I said, we used to take videos. So there's one time we're cooking fried rice and stuff. And I remember Tevin even told us, like, can you write a recipe book? She's like, and then after she's like, why do you think something's going to happen? Then he kind of just left it. Yeah. But in his head, that's why he wanted it. Oh. But I remember even before she was unwell, when I was in the kitchen with her, I would sit down and watch her. My mom's the kind of person, like, when she's doing something, she wants to do it for herself. Yeah. So in the kitchen, don't touch her pot. Oh. If you turn it like this, you're going to change the taste of my food, kind of thing. But sometimes I'll sit down, I was just like, when I get married with children, how am I going to know how to do all of this? She's just like, it'll come to you. Oh. I was just like, no, it's not. I was just like, I'm telling you, if I'm not here, it'll come to you. And this is even before she was unwell. And I feel I do enjoy cooking when I want to cook. Anyways. Yeah. But I do enjoy cooking. I feel like that time in the kitchen, like just time for yourself. And I feel like I've got that from her. Oh. So it's not as great as hers, but I think I'm
not
getting
yet.
there.
Not yet.
Exactly. I'm getting there.
Yeah, you'll get there.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much. I know it is hard talking about, your mom.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, because you said yes straight away to this. You didn't even hesitate. So I flew right out here to talk to you. So thank you so much for talking about your mom. And I'll be honest with you, I was very nervous about this interview because it's hard, because it's my cousin. So everybody else I've interviewed, besides my sisters, about my mother, it's been someone who's kind of distant. Yeah. But this one is very close to home. So I've actually been very nervous about this, but it's been beautiful. Yeah.
And I just feel like I'm happy to know that even though she's not here, that she still lives on.
She
because
does.
she has family she still lives on because people think and care about her. So I just think it's important that others get to know the incredible woman that I could call my mother.
Yeah. And I know that the memorial next month is going to be beautiful. Yeah. I'm so happy that you guys are honoring her in that way on her 50th birthday. Yeah. But thank you so much for agreeing to talk to us. This has been wonderful. Thank you. Bye. Well, thank you for listening to this episode of the Sweet Mother Podcast. And a big thank you to all of you for listening, subscribing, and sharing this podcast throughout season 1. A very special thanks to my paid monthly subscribers who help make this show possible. I couldn't do it without you. We'll be back in the new year with season 2 and more stories of powerful women. If you enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to subscribe and perhaps even leave a review so we can continue to expand our audience. If you have a comment or question about the show, you can email me at sweetmotherpodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to hear more from me, check out my blog at medium.com/@Soko. That's medium.com/@SOHKOR. You can also find me on Instagram at Soko_rights. That's at SOHKOR_rights. Thank you for listening throughout season 1 and have a very Merry Christmas and the happiest New Year.